on an all-new Dr. Phill. She claims her husband manipulated her into a post-nup agreement.
I was bullied into signing this.
He accuses her of cheating.
When he left me, I did go on a date.
Why did she have to lie to me about it?
Well, why did you say you had 3 kids instead of 4?
I don't care if I'd ever see Michael again. He's really hurt my mom.
Are their kids taking sides?
Do your kids not like her?
They hate me.
She hates them.
That's not true. His daughter actually said, I don't know why you're married to him. He doesn't treat you very good. Did she say that?
No. But it sounds good on TV.
And if they do call it quits,
Do you want a divorce?
will the post-nup hold up?
We don't have to fight about stuff.
Yeah, because I don't have anything. You have it all.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Question. What would you do if you met someone online, made a connection, and fell in love? Would you get married? Most people would. My guests Carrie and Michael sure did, even though it was a 3rd marriage for both of them.
When I first met Michael, I really believed I had met my Prince Charming.
The thing that first attracted me to it was the instant chemistry. It was kind of off the charts.
No hiccup, no hesitation, no prenup. They headed down the aisle. But then, 6 years into the marriage, Carrie claims that Michael eventually dropped the bomb on her. And no, they weren't divorce papers. It's a post-nuptial agreement that Michael had drafted. Take a look.
One day, Michael handed me some paperwork. I asked him, what is this? He said, this is a post-nup, and you're going to sign it. I told him, I've heard of a prenup, but what is a post-nuptial agreement? Michael said, if you don't do it, I'm going to leave you right here and now, and you're going to have nothing. I signed the post-nup because he bullied me. Now I don't get any protection, whether I stay in my marriage or not. I feel like I was scammed and deceived by my husband.
She does have a high sense of insecurity. Carrie tends to create issues where there's really not any issue. What Carrie needs to know about the postnuptial agreement is, number 1, it only applies if we get divorced. And number 2, if she's fully committed in the relationship, then it's not an issue.
I live in constant fear of Michael leaving me. And I am not getting any younger. I'm not pretty. I just want this post-nup to be thrown away.
Well, it only applies if you get a divorce. Of course it only applies if you get a divorce. Carrie wants the post-nup thrown out, but Michael says no way. Now she wishes she had paid attention to her Prince Charming's not-so-charming side.
I don't think the postnup should be tossed out. I wanted the postnuptial agreement because it's a contract that you both agree to, that you sign, that, how you're going to control, what happens in the case of a divorce. And we don't have to pay lawyers $350 an hour to figure it out for us. We've already figured it out for ourselves. Carrie has not articulated specifically why she dislikes the postnuptial agreement. I think that part of it is that she wants me to have more skin in the game.
The post-nup basically said his money would be his retirement, 100% would all be his. I would have access to nothing. And he was going to be smart this time and make sure that his 3rd wife didn't do the same to him. When I first met Michael, I closed my eyes to any other red flags. Michael told me he was only married once before. Michael had been married twice before. Michael told me that he had 3 children. He actually had 4 children. With the post-nup, I just feel more like a girlfriend, not a wife.
Okay, Carrie, did you marry the person that you thought you were marrying?
I am scared to say the truth that no, I didn't. I didn't marry the person I thought. Why are you scared to say the truth? Because your guys are going to all think I'm crazy because I still want to stay married.
Well, I don't think it's crazy.
Almost immediately after we got married, red flags came up. But they came up after we got married.
Yeah. I made a list of red flags that you overlooked before. He lied about being a widower. Didn't you know that before you married him?
Yes, I did.
So he told you that his wife died.
Yes.
That's not true. He actually left her and took up with another woman.
Yes.
And you knew that before you married him?
I did.
Wasn't that kind of a red flag?
Yeah, it was a red flag. One that I missed.
Okay.
Was a red flag.
He lied about the number of kids he had. He said he had 3 kids, but he really had 4?
Yes, he had a 4th one with the second wife that I didn't know about.
But he just didn't mention it. Okay. He lied about cheating on his first wife.
Yeah.
And you knew that before you married him?
I did.
He lied about how he met his second wife.
Yes, he did.
How did he meet his second wife?
Well, they were both police officers, and she was on a call at the same time he went on a call, and he and her met that way. Well, I found out she couldn't have been on a call when he met her because she was on a disability and was not working. And then so the only way he could have met her on patrol was when he was still married to his first wife.
Okay.
I mean, it
so
didn't
timing
take rockets.
Was important.
Yeah, the timing all came.
Okay, and then he was in a custody battle.
A huge custody battle.
And he forgot to tell you about that?
He did not tell me about that until after we got married. I mean, I had no idea the rabbit hole I had just fallen into.
Okay, so all of that notwithstanding, you still say that there's something here.
Yeah. I still love him. At the end of the day, I want to still be married to him.
Okay, and that's not just because you think there's no alternative.
Yeah.
Here was your answer.
Oh, did I do that?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm going to sound pathetic if I tell you that it's really because I'm old at this point, and the truth is, the prospect of getting married at my age again and the thought of having to do this all over again with someone else scares the heck out of me, and I don't want to do it again. So I'd rather just stay in the cesspool I'm in. And I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anyone to look at me and go, oh, that poor pathetic woman. It's just how I feel. And I can't change how I'm feeling. It's just how I feel. It's what I've accepted for myself right now.
What do you mean you can't change how you feel?
I can't change that I feel this way.
Well, maybe not by yourself, but...
Therapists have tried. Trust me.
I'm sorry?
Therapists have tried to tell me that I have the worst self-esteem they'd ever seen in a woman.
Well, I'm not.
So I've already heard it.
Oh. Is that a dare?
We did see a marriage counselor, and the marriage counselor looked at both Michael and I and said to Michael, "You're not good husband material." And he said to me, "You need to leave him." And that was 3 years ago.
You've seen a therapist and a marriage counselor, and now you're in front of me saying that you can't be helped. Are you trying to insult me? Is that what it is? I'm not just a therapist and a marriage counselor, lady. I will whoop your ass if you keep talking like that. All right, look, we've heard Carrie's side of the story. There are 2 sides to every story. Now we're going to hear from Michael, why he says he has a reason for drafting the post-nup. We're going to hear what it is. We're going to put all of this on the table, and we're going to deal with that. After the break, here we go.
Michael started accusing me of cheating for no reason.
There's been times when I felt like I was cheated on.
He had a tracker on my phone and in my car, so he knew where I was 24 hours a day. I have never, ever cheated on Michael.
And later, your kids not like her?
Oh, they hate me.
She hates them.
You moved me into that house with your daughter. I wasn't allowed in the kitchen.
Baloney.
Because I had to go upstairs.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Did you put your daughter in a garbage bag, put weights in the garbage bag, and try to drown her in a bathtub?
No, sir.
An ex-wife's shocking accusations.
You say that he poisoned your daughter's ice cream, but you did not take her to the emergency room.
I didn't.
A bitter custody battle.
My kids tell me I have a bruise, and my mom said that you put it there.
I am not coaching my daughters to lie.
Our producer set 3 wake-up calls for you this morning, and you blame your monster kids for being late.
Oh, no, it wasn't their fault, no.
I know it's not their fault. I'm curious that you don't know it's not their fault.
That's Monday.
Carrie says she was 6 years into her 8-year marriage when her husband, Michael, hit her with what she feels was the unthinkable. A post-nup contract that she claims leaves her without financial support if they remain married, or flat broke if they ever get divorced. The question is, why would her husband draft a post-nup for her to sign so many years after getting married? Michael says he had some real reasons not to trust Carrie.
Michael went from being my Prince Charming to being very controlling and very jealous. He started accusing me of cheating for no reason.
There's been times when I felt like I was cheated on.
Michael claims he has evidence of me cheating. He told me that he had a photo of me kissing another man. When Michael showed me the picture, it was a picture of my ex-husband and I kissing on our honeymoon.
Once I checked on the computer and she had been on a dating website. I saw that she had 2 other dates set up.
We were separated. I had never met this man, and I have never, ever cheated on Michael.
She betrayed me.
I think Michael's paranoid. I found out he had a tracker on my phone and in my car, so he knew where I was 24 hours a day.
I think because of her insecurities, she always accuses me of cheating. She accuses me of doing something that I've caught her doing.
Michael knows I'm not a cheater. Michael uses this as a way to control me.
All right, Michael, welcome.
Well,
So you've been married 8 years.
correct.
What triggered the post-nup?
You know, I found some things that I thought was unsettling. I didn't think she was being honest with me. And it elevated the probability of a divorce. And I didn't want to do a battle.
Can you tell the truth? How much more money do you make than I? And not that I want to make this about money, because I don't. But let's be honest, Michael.
One of the issues that came up, especially when we litigated, was that when the post-nup was signed, it anticipated that she would be working full-time. Well, she doesn't work full-time now.
Who anticipated that?
Well, I did.
You wanted to get in there and get an agreement in place in the event that you did go to divorce.
Exactly. We have an agreement, so going forward in our relationship, that we don't have to fight. If we decide to end our relationship, we don't have to fight about stuff.
Yeah, because I don't have anything. You have it all. You came to me and you said, Carrie, you can write anything you want in the post-nup, and it will be honored, and it will be, I promise I'll do it, and I'll even notarize it. Be honest, Michael, because you led me to believe that you were going to honor all my handwritten parts to it.
You litigated it. The court decided that was unenforceable.
I feel like I was bullied into signing this.
I want to see what we're talking about here. This is the post-nuptial agreement. You know, a lot of folks are married, and this is educational for them. 4.1.3, after the marriage, the income from separate property remains separate property. So it means whatever you owned and whatever she owned remains separate.
Correct.
Okay. Then 4.2, the parties agree the property described in A shall remain the sole and separate property of Carrie, and B shall remain the sole and separate property of Michael. So you all listed out different things you owned. The parties agree that all rents, issues, profits, appreciation, increases in value of property shall remain the separate property owner of that property. And your point is this is virtually all Michael's, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So out of this post-nup, you gained and granted virtually nothing.
Correct.
Okay. And then you came and said, I wanted to add some things in here.
Well, actually, he came to me and said, you can add stuff to it, too, honey. You can put whatever you want in it, and it will be honored.
Okay. And you said you signed this in a hot car with him threatening you to leave you. Okay, then here's what you added. You said Michael agrees he will not file for divorce from his wife, Carrie, starting on this day. And if he files for divorce, this postnup will be voided and will not be effective. And you also said that if you are caught cheating with another man, defined as any romantic contact with another man, including emails, texts, phones, virtually anything, what you're adding here will be void.
Yes.
Okay. Michael has asked his wife, Carrie, to marry him in a specific church, and Michael agrees to do that. He agrees he will share all of his contact with his ex-wife, with Carrie. He agrees that he will not see this ex-wife without telling you. And if any of these agreements are violated in the letter, as of September 6th, the postmarital agreement will not be effective. And Michael signed that. Now, you then went to court, and the judge said these are basically social issues, so they're not legal issues, but they're issues you agreed to.
Sure.
Yeah. Carrie adamantly denies she has been cheating this whole time on Michael, but Michael claims he has proof. We're going to talk about that when we come back. He says that he caught you cheating. Did you go on a date?
I did go on a date.
Why did she have to lie to me about it?
Well, why did you say you had 3 kids instead of 4? And later...
I don't know why you're doing this.
Because you're the one who claimed honesty.
No, but it makes better television.
Well, I'm not trying to make better television. I'm trying to make this marriage work.
This November, the shocking stories that made headlines. A surrogate mom scam. She faked her pregnancies.
After 5 months, I'm told there is no baby.
How long do I have to be punished for this?
You destroyed our lives.
I am very in love with Kit Morris.
She's already married.
She wanted a divorce.
But obsessed with a country star.
He signed your back?
I got it tattooed.
You're serving your husband with a restraining order, and you've got "Marry Me, Kit Moore" painted on your window? What are you, 12?
They survived a house of horrors.
Locks on the refrigerator, blood splattered on a wall.
The children speak out for the first time.
You found some guns?
Yeah, we were going to go inside and kill all of them.
This is the month.
Did he kidnap your daughter?
He did. No.
Where anything can happen.
She asked me to come get her.
You're lying.
I'm lying? Why don't you shut the hell up? I'm not going to shut my mouth. If I didn't think I'd go to jail for it, I would go across this 3 feet of floor right here, and I'd take his damn head off.
We're talking today to a couple who has been at a crossroads for several years as to whether they should stay together or split ways. Now, during the break, did I hear you asking him, "You're not getting mad at me, are you?"
Yes, you heard that. I don't want him to be mad at me. And now he's probably mad at me.
This is just part of the dynamic that we have in our relationship.
She says that she felt bullied into this postnuptial agreement, and you say that you recognize that she's insecure. Do you feel, as her husband, that you have any duty of stewardship to help her with that and make certain that you don't exploit that or take advantage of that?
Sure.
Did you recognize that she felt threatened when this postnup was done?
Well, yeah, she got caught.
She got caught cheating?
Sure.
Can we really talk about that, please? I want this out there.
Okay. Well, yes, because on December 18th of 13, Michael represented to the court under penalty of perjury that he and Carrie had been physically separated since March 25th of 11, and that they were sleeping separately. But yet he says that during that time, he says they were separated, that they were sleeping separately, but yet he says that during that time he caught you cheating by being on a website and interacting with another man.
He packed his bags and he moved out. And he moved out with his daughter, who was right behind him clapping.
Were you cheating?
When I define cheating, I define it as a romantic relationship with someone, having feelings for someone other than your husband. I never had that. When he left me, I felt the lowest form of human that I could feel. And I wanted somebody to say to me, you know what? You're okay, you're all right. I think you're okay, I would date you. And so, yeah, I went on the internet because as far as I was concerned, we were no longer in a relationship. But I did feel like we were done.
Did you go on a date?
I did go on a date.
Uh-huh. And did you talk to someone? You interacted with somebody?
Yes. On a friendly manner. In fact, Michael downloaded all my stuff on my computer because he does forensic stuff. So he came to my house and he downloaded everything, and he found 2 emails that show me talking to someone. And in those emails, I think they were innocent.
And at this time,
if he feels I was cheating, he should have came to me and said, here's my evidence. I downloaded all your stuff, so I know exactly who you've been talking to. And if that's what he found on my computer after he downloaded everything, you know what? I think I'm pretty dang nice.
So there was no romantic involvement?
No.
You were not intimate with someone else?
Never.
You didn't sleep with anybody else?
No, didn't even kiss anyone else.
You didn't kiss anybody?
If you want to put me up to a lie detector test and ask me, I will be so happy to do it. I will be ecstatic to do a lie detector test. That I have never had romantic feelings for anyone but this guy right here since I've been married to him. And
And what do you say about all of this?
What part?
Had you packed up and left?
We were separated, and if she wanted to date,
Wait, he asked you something specific.
I know, I understand that.
Did you pack up and leave me?
Yes.
So it was more than just separated.
The issue isn't so much that, you know, if she wanted to date, the issue for me was that she should be honest about it. You know, she didn't have to lie to me to go on these dates. Why did she lie to me?
I didn't feel at that point it was any more of your business.
But lying about it.
That's kind of a mini focus group. No, seriously, if you pack up and leave, don't you leave your rights of her accountability behind you?
Absolutely.
So why does she have to be accountable to you if you pack up and leave?
There's a difference between accountability and deception. Why did she have to deceive me about it? Why can't she just be like what she is right now and just tell me about it? Why did she have to lie to me about it?
Well, why did you say you had 3 kids instead of 4? Do your kids not like her?
Oh, they hate me.
She hates them.
I don't hate them. You made a division in this family, and it's hurtful. And you made it worse by adding a post note to it.
She feels that there are things that she's learned about you since you got married that she didn't know fully when she married you.
I didn't know you were in a huge battle with your ex-wife. I didn't know that you guys...
It wasn't a huge battle.
Oh, my word. She was accusing your family of horrible things, Michael. That's a huge battle. I was shocked when I read the court papers. Then she got escalated when I came aboard. It just, all of a sudden I got sucked into the whirlpool of crazy from you and her.
I don't want any more battles. I fought enough.
What battles? People who love each other jump in the trenches together, and they fight together.
But you don't have to jump into a trench if there's not a battle. Why does it have to be a battle?
She says there were some red flags she overlooked before she got married to you. She says, this is her perception, she says you lied about being a widower. She said you lied about having 3 kids when you had 4. She said you lied about cheating on your first wife. She lied about how you met your second wife, and lied about being in this huge custody battle.
None of that's true. It's just her excuse. She knew I had 4 kids. I never said I was a widower, ever. She knew exactly.
In the profile area, maybe you accidentally clicked widower.
That's not true.
Because that's what I remember reading and thinking, wow, right, no ex-wife.
That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not
I'm sorry. If that's not what I saw, I'm sorry.
No, but it makes better television.
Well, I'm not trying to make better television. I'm trying to make this marriage. I'm not trying, honey. I'm really not. I'm trying to make this marriage work. All I'm trying to say is, Michael, there's times you're not always honest with me. But I'm willing to say, you know what? Let's just move on from it, and let's respect each other and love each other. There's no bad guy here. I'm not here to make any entertainment. I'm here to say, Michael, let's just love each other. Let's have your kids and my kids all come together and just become a family and enjoy each other like families are supposed to do. You don't even let me around your children. You made a division in this family, and it's hurtful. And you made it worse by adding a post-nup to it.
Your kids not like her?
Oh, they hate me.
She hates them.
I don't hate them.
They don't like her and she doesn't like them?
Correct. They fight. The last 2 times she's been together with my kids, they fought. Big, huge fights.
That's not true. His daughter actually said, I don't know why you're married to him. He doesn't treat you very good, so I don't know why you're... Did she say that?
No.
Oh. We sat on the bed.
But it sounds good on TV.
What do you mean sounds good on TV? What's your...
You know, I mean exactly that.
I don't understand.
This is not a therapy session.
No, it's not.
You know, and these are things that I've heard her say over and over and over again. These things are not new to me.
What if, in hearing the 2 of you go back and forth, it's just possible that I might have a point of view that might be a strategy that brought some increased likelihood of peace and happiness to this situation? I mean, what if that was the case? I mean, you're saying, oh, it makes good television. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, you're just not exactly a ratings grab. I hate to disappoint you.
I don't think I am. I'm the bad guy here.
That's not what this is about. This is about we can some kind of way come up with a strategy that everybody could live with.
Of course I'd be interested.
Let's take a break. Carrie and Michael do agree on one thing, that it was impossible living with the other's children. We'll hear what Carrie's children have to say next, and then I want to make a few suggestions. We'll be right back.
When I first met Michael, I thought he was a stalker and a weirdo.
I don't really consider him as like my stepdad.
I don't care if I'd ever see Michael again. He's really hurt my mom.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phill, she claims her ex
You say he poisoned your daughter's ice cream.
is tormenting their children.
Did you put your daughter in a garbage bag and try to drown her in a bathtub?
No, sir.
That's Monday.
Carrie claims her husband, Michael, threatened to leave her if she didn't sign a postnuptial agreement. Michael says he needed the postnup as protection after he allegedly discovered her cheating. Now, Carrie's daughter, Christina, and son, Eric, say they're not surprised that their mother was blindsided by Michael, given their stepfather's pattern of manipulation.
When I first met Michael, I thought he was a stalker and a weirdo.
I don't really consider him as like my stepdad, just my mom's husband.
Instead of coming over and knocking on the door, he'd come and knock on the window. I thought that was really creepy and bizarre.
Christina doesn't care for me. I'm not sure I understand why there's such a high level of animosity.
I described him as manipulating, controlling, a little bit sketchy.
Michael in the past has bullied my children.
Years ago, when my younger brother Eric was a teenager, Michael would punch him in the stomach.
I'm really just a kid. What adult or man, for that matter, punches a kid?
Michael even put my brother Alex in jail. Michael and Alex got into an argument and it got physical. The police arrested Alex and Alex spent 6 months in jail. When I heard about the post-nup, I got really upset with my mom. Michael bullied her into doing so.
I really do think the whole thing is nonsense.
I don't care if I'd ever see Michael again. He's really hurt my mom.
Okay, guys, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here to weigh in. You say you think he's manipulative and is not being fair to your mom.
I've seen her cry and upset just too much over a marriage, and you should be happy with the person you're with, and she's not, and it pains us to see.
I mean, look what she was saying about herself, about her low self-esteem, and you know, as a man, you should uplift your wife all the time. Tell her she's beautiful, take her out, make her feel special. She should never be saying those things about herself.
When you got married, you said there was a secret house you didn't know about, and you weren't allowed to come into your house?
I'll refresh your memory. You and your daughter moved into a house together, and you told me I couldn't know where it was. Remember? And I moved into an apartment, and you said you cannot come over when she's here. You're not allowed here. And for the first long period of time, you wouldn't even tell me where it was. And then I came to you, and I said, Michael, I lost my job. I need a place to live. And you said, well, the only way you can come here is if I sneak you in at night after my daughter goes to bed, because she can't know you're here.
That's ridiculous.
Michael,
why would you say that?
Did that happen?
No. That's ridiculous. Why would you say that?
I remember my mom telling me that happened.
Michael, then how can we fix this if you can't be honest?
That's not true.
What is true?
What is true is that she did lose her job, and then I got into a different house that was bigger, had more bedrooms, and I went and I got her stuff. I packed it in a trailer by myself, all of her furniture by myself, and I moved it into the new place.
And tell him, okay, let's use that example. Tell Dr. Phill what you told me when you moved me into that house with your daughter.
Not to battle with her.
No, you didn't say not to battle. You said
I asked you not to
go
get in a
right
fight
upstairs.
With her.
Don't
no, I did not.
confront her. Don't
I
come
never
downstairs.
said that.
For the first 6 months, I wasn't allowed in the kitchen.
Baloney.
I literally lived upstairs the entire time.
I don't know why you're doing this.
It's the whole reason
why are you creating this stuff?
Because you're the one who claimed honesty.
But what you're saying is not true. I don't understand why you're doing it.
Out of the 8 years that you've been married, how much time have y'all actually lived together in the same place?
Would you say about a year?
Half of it.
Does that seem unusual?
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael, in my opinion, is the luckiest married guy you'll ever want to meet. He has his own life. He has his own place. He has a great life. He comes and goes however he wants. I can't question him. Any conflict that I bring to the table, and the biggest one is, why don't your kids like me? So let's put our family together and find out why these kids are acting this way, and let's fix it.
Well, boy, that wouldn't be the place to start. Trust me, blending the families when everybody's an adult is not required. Carrie says Michael told her the post-nup had to focus on assets in order to be legally binding. Is that even true? We're going to find out when we come back.
Stay with Michael because I really do love him. What I want is Michael and I to become more mature and more loving towards each other.
In an ideal world, I see Carrie and I working our way through the problem that we have now. Because of her insecurity, she doesn't hear that I want to be with her for the rest of our lives.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phill to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
If you are going to be
in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL.
Michael wants it both ways. He wants to be a single guy who can do whatever he wants, but he wants to be married to have the perks of having a relationship with a woman. When I think about what he's doing, I wish he could see how hurtful he has been towards me, because I'm not a girlfriend. I'm his wife.
I want to add to the conversation estate planning attorney Ann Margaret Carroza. One of the focuses in her practice is estate planning, which includes postnuptial agreements. Ann Margaret, there are conditions by which these things have to come into play to be enforceable. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, there are a lot of problems with this postnuptial agreement. I found the asset disclosure that I saw a little questionable. You mentioned that Michael has a plane. I didn't see that on the asset disclosure. You claimed that you were under duress from what you told the producers. So the main part of the document is very clearly numbered and lettered, and it says if any part of this is unenforceable, the rest of it will remain in effect. So with your add-ons, I kind of saw what you were trying to accomplish there, and your add-on spoke to the relationship and where you wanted to go and what you wanted to build together. And I thought that was great, but the way you went about it wasn't that good. So you started with, if you file for divorce, there is no postnup. That's illogical.
Did you hear from Michael? I was consulted an attorney. He was pretty crummy, huh? Well, because he didn't exist.
Well, so you start basically by saying, if you get a divorce, there is no contract. That's a non-starter. And because all of your other clauses were kind of tied together, when one loop on the sweater pulled, you lost the entire thing. I would really recommend that you revisit the main part of that postnup, and you should have things that you want in that agreement as well. You can do it, but it has to be done the right way.
Would you be willing to do that?
I'm not sure I understand what she's talking about. I think she's saying that you want to incorporate some of your things into the main body of the agreement. So basically rewrite the agreement. Is that what I'm hearing?
Redo the postnup?
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, I'll consider it. Sure, that's no problem.
Yay!
If this proceeds to divorce, is it your legal opinion that that postnup is enforceable, or is it vulnerable to challenge?
It's my very strong opinion, Carrie, that if you have a good attorney, the postnup is out the window.
And you would say that because?
I would say that because she was under duress. I would say that because the asset disclosure was problematic and she was not, in fact, represented adequately by counsel. Any one of those three things alone could void the agreement. You have all three. It's done.
Carrie and Michael have a decision to make in 4 days. We'll be right back. Closed captioning provided by
Marie Callender starts turkey dinner by singing turkey breast perfection so that you can time on what really matters. Marie Kinders.
To get real, go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episode, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. Well, you two have a hearing coming up in 4 days. It's with regard to divorce proceedings?
Yes, she filed for divorce.
And do you want a divorce? Do you want a divorce?
No, I don't want a divorce.
Do you want a divorce?
No.
And you promise you don't want a divorce?
Sure.
You know, look, do you believe that this marriage is dysfunctional?
Yes. Yes.
Do you think it is?
Sure, it has a lot of problems.
I've found that there is a formula for a successful relationship, and the formula is this: the quality of a relationship is a function of the extent to which it is first based on a solid underlying friendship. And then it's a quality of the extent to which it meets the needs of the two people involved. So that means you have to figure out what his needs are, and you have to make an effort to meet those needs to the extent that they're healthy. And you have to figure out what her needs are, and then you got to get busy meeting those needs. And so what happens? We've got two people working to come together, but you've got to figure out what each other's needs are. This stuff about blending the two families ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Doesn't mean there can't be a détente, doesn't mean that you can't decide that you're going to be cordial. And if you allow your children to disrespect your partner, then you're not being much of a partner. You got to be loyal to your partner. It begins with that. And I am absolutely willing to handpick a counselor that will help you broker and apply this formula that I'm talking about. And if you want to do that, I'm happy to do that. It just is our gift to you two. And you can talk about that and decide if you want to do it. But I'm telling you, it starts with that formula, and you can move forward with that. So I hope you'll at least give it 90 days to see if that works out. Because when you get divorced, all you're doing is changing one set of problems for a new set of problems.
Thank you.
That doesn't mean that you're over with. It just means you're just changing problems. I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to estate planning attorney Ann Margaret Carosa. Thank you so much for your help. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys. Margaret, thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phill, her fake pregnancies made headlines.
Accused of swindling by posing as a would-be surrogate mother.
You got old ultrasounds of your children?
Yes.
As proof of your pregnancy?
I did.
She scammed this couple out of thousands.
I wanted to kill that woman.
You didn't pay him back all the money.
Because I can't get a job.
Now, for the first time since they battled in court, they'll face off.
After 5 months, I'm told there is no baby.
I wanted to tell you.
But you didn't.
I have no forgiveness for you.
How long do I have to be punished for this?
You destroyed our lives. You lying bitch.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, Peter and Shania say they thought fellow Christian Audrey was the answer to all their prayers when they met her on a surrogacy website. Audrey said she was a married mother of 4, a nurse, and successfully carried 3 other babies for another couple. So they agreed to pay Audrey $10,000 to carry their miracle baby. But their dream turned into a nightmare 5 months later when Peter got a call from police informing him that Audrey was not pregnant and the only thing she was carrying was their cash. In fact, in a story that ended up making headlines, swindling surrogate mom arrested for faking pregnancies. Authorities claim Audrey lied about being a surrogate just to scam Peter and Shania out of thousands of dollars.
Audrey now sitting in an Oregon jail accused of swindling by posing as a would-be surrogate mother.
I am asking for $10,000. Thanks, and God bless.
It was the God bless that convinced Shania, a deeply religious woman, to agree to pay her to serve as a surrogate mother to bear the child the couple had always wanted.
Something that my wife always dreamt of.
The couple say they took every precaution. They signed a contract. They did a thorough background check on her.
I don't know what more we could have done.
The couples exchanged more than 100 emails and phone calls who investigators say never got pregnant with anyone's baby.
Well, Peter and Shania are understandably furious with Audrey and say she is evil for dashing their dreams of ever having their own child.
My wife and I were scammed by Audrey when she faked that surrogacy with us. She's a very evil woman.
Audrey had told me that she had been a surrogate for a gay couple 3 times in the past. She even sent me pictures of the family. There, I believe, were 2 Caucasians and 1 was African American. The pictures were confusing because both of the fathers were white. It was a red flag, but I just ignored it.
We did a background check on Audrey, and we still got nailed.
That night at the hotel, we discussed transferring the specimen from Peter.
Audrey gave us a sterile specimen jar. We didn't see the kit. I didn't want to be in the room while that happened.
About 21 days after we had met, Audrey had sent me a picture of the pregnancy tests. Audrey kept putting off the ultrasound.
We always had to call her. She never once called us.
I wanted a baby so badly, and I believed 100% in my heart that she was pregnant with our child.
I got a call from a police officer. She says, I hate to tell you this, but there is no baby. This is a scam.
I was devastated, shocked, in denial that there was no baby.
To see my wife break down like that, I wanted to kill that damn woman. I am still angry at her for scamming us.
Well, I'm glad to meet you all, but sorry for the circumstance. I mean, this is obviously terrible.
Yes,
you were desperate to have a child.
Yes, I was.
I mean, this is something particularly you really wanted to do this.
Yes, badly.
When you found her and made the arrangement, this was like huge hope to you, right?
I felt excited that my dream was going to finally come true.
She was on top of the world.
But from the beginning, and I know you shared with us the emails, and Shania's reply to Audrey's surrogacy ad, you replied to it in April, and you said, we are looking for a traditional surrogate to bring us our miracle baby. And any information regarding costs you can give us would be greatly appreciated. And she responds, right?
Yes, she did.
And she says, I'm asking for $10,000, $2,500 to be paid immediately as a retainer. And she signs off, thanks, and God bless.
God bless was like she was a Christian.
Simple as it sounds, but that meant something to both of you, right?
It did, very much so, because I felt I was a Christian and she was a Christian, and I believed everything she said. I had complete 100% faith in her.
So 2 days later, you reach out to her again, and you kind of raise an issue that becomes prophetic. You say, I've been strung along by 2 scammers so far. We now live in a world that is so full of scammers and prey on the very vulnerable people. And she responds back to you about that and says, I'm so sorry to hear you dealt with scammers. They kind of ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So you agree to meet, and there's no lawyers involved here.
No lawyers.
No lawyers involved, just you, her, and you meet for dinner at a hotel.
And for that, we had, a background check done.
She said she was a nurse. You verified that.
And we verified that she was an actual nurse. She had a nursing license and everything.
The background check was pretty cursory, though, right? I mean, there's not a lot you can check, but
no.
So you pretty much just verified that she was who she said she was, that she was a nurse, she was registered, which is important information to know. I mean,
right.
So you meet at this hotel, and that's where you do the deal. You pay her the money.
Yeah.
You sign a contract that she provided.
Right. Surrogacy contract.
And she showed up in her nursing scrubs. So.
Yeah, and has a cup, a specimen cup.
Specimen cup.
And you give her the specimen. She says, I'll do the transfer right here. And you run it. You run the transfer to her.
Yeah, I did that twice that night.
So 21 days later, bingo.
Right.
Yeah.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Well, you got an email from Audrey that just said, hey, congratulations, right?
Yes.
In fact, that's what it said. Congratulations, exclamation point, or congratulations, exclamation point, because it was pink and blue. Said, I didn't know if I should use pink or blue. Good people deserve good things. God bless, smiley face. And attached were pictures of positive home pregnancy tests.
Yep.
I was ecstatic. We are going to have a baby.
And as high as it went, it all came crashing down.
Yes, it did.
Peter and Shania have not seen the woman who scammed them since they were in the courtroom almost 5 years ago. But she is here. She's going to join us right here on stage when we come back.
I never intended on getting pregnant. They brought Peter's specimen to the hotel room. I threw the specimen in the garbage. At the time, I really needed the money. It was extremely difficult to keep the lies going.
And later...
I was just happened in Washington. 3 felonies, 25 to life.
Come on.
Right on.
How long do I have to be punished for this?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phill.
CPS said your daughter is in videos and pictures taken in Russell Taylor's house that have been sent to Jarrett Fogel.
The first victim of the Fogel sex scandal to speak out.
Russell would come into the bedroom.
When you were naked?
Yes. I did not know there were hidden cameras.
This was a house of abuse for you.
Yes.
Then on Friday,
I am in love with Kit Morris.
she's married but obsessed with a country star.
I asked if he could take me home.
Anywhere in there did you think, I ought to check in on my husband and kids?
That's Friday.
When I see Audrey, I don't know what my reaction is going to be. I'd love to wrap my hands around Audrey's throat. I hope that the chairs on the Dr. Phill show are bolted down because I might end up throwing one at her.
Well, that was Peter talking about the anger he still feels toward Audrey after she was convicted of a surrogacy scam. Audrey says Peter and Shania trusted her, never asked any questions about her past or medical history, and even agreed to pay her $10,000 to carry their baby. Money she says she desperately needed.
Yeah.
I faked a surrogate pregnancy for the money. The plan was to take the deposit. It was non-refundable. No one was going to get hurt, and that was going to be the end of it. I never intended on getting pregnant. I separated my feelings from it. I didn't consider anybody else in this situation. I found Shania and Peter on one of the surrogacy websites. Shania was very trusting. She didn't ask a lot of questions about my medical history. We had agreed on a $10,000 arrangement with a $2,500 deposit. They would pay me $833 every month. I sent pictures of my kids and pretended that that was a previous surrogacy that I had done. I made arrangements with Shania and Peter to meet them in Portland, Oregon. I downloaded a sample surrogacy contract and was signed the contract, they brought Peter's specimen to the hotel room for me to get pregnant. I had no intentions of using it. I was in a hurry to leave to catch my flights for family vacation in Washington, D.C., so I threw the Peter specimen in the garbage. The plan was to call them in 2 to 3 weeks and tell them that I took a pregnancy test and it did not work. When I was on vacation, the whole deposit was spent. I had run out of money at that point. At the time, I really needed the money, so I decided to tell them that I did get pregnant for a month or two and then to tell them that I miscarried. Shania was asking if she could come down and do an ultrasound with me. I kept putting it off. I kept telling Shania that I was too busy. I was planning on telling Shania and Peter that I had miscarried around the 4th or 5th month. I was so disconnected at that point that I really didn't think I was doing anything wrong. It was extremely difficult to keep the lies going. It spiraled out of control.
I'm gonna ask Audrey to come out because I think you're entitled to say what you want to say to her. Fair enough?
Yes.
All right, Audrey, come on out. Audrey, Dr. Phill, how are you?
Good.
Sit right here if you would. I believe you know these folks.
Yeah.
What'd you want to say?
You lying bitch. How could you do that? You destroyed our lives.
I am sorry for what I've done. I'm taking responsibility.
What I want to know, Audrey, is how long you were going to carry this out.
I had no...
You were in your 5th month.
I had no intentions of carrying it on that long.
We were going to have a baby shower. We asked you if everything was okay. We sent out the invitations. You said it was okay to send out the invitations.
My life at that time was very different. You guys have no idea what was going on in my life, and I'm sorry.
No, you've never told us. You've never given us any answers as to why you did what you did to us.
Because I wasn't allowed to contact you guys.
By who?
The court told me I was not allowed to speak to you guys.
You were supposed to send us an apology letter.
I wrote a 5-page apology letter and gave it to the probation officer to send to you.
Well, he didn't send it to me.
I did. I swear I wrote it. I tried to reach out to you. I asked them to contact you and ask if I could talk to you. And they kept telling me no. I wanted to apologize. I wanted to tell you where I was at and why I did what I did. Because I am sorry.
No.
I truly am.
I can't believe you. You know, you're on the internet. I think you're still scamming people.
Audrey,
I think you're still a lying bitch.
Did you have children, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're dealing here with a couple, with a woman that has said to you, this is our miracle baby. We can't have a child. This is our last chance. This is it for us. We've been scammed. Don't hurt us. So she's waving these flags in your face, and you're saying, come on, God bless you. God bless you. Come on down. Give me your money.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Number one, I wasn't the only one involved in it. And I was broken at the time. I'm taking a lot of pills. I didn't know what to do.
Who else was involved?
I can't say.
Yeah.
But I was not the only one involved.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
I was so broken.
And that excuse?
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just telling you that that's what I was going through.
Could care less what she was going through.
I was trying to kill my...
Okay, and you're saying that you weren't... You're saying that there was someone else involved, but you were the only one charged and convicted, correct?
Yep. And I took responsibility for it. I did the probate. I did everything I could to make it. There's not much I can do. I can't go back.
You didn't pay him back all the money.
Because I can't get a job. Nobody will hire me with 5 felonies on my record. I have tried my hardest.
I don't understand why you did what you did. How long were you going to let it go? You kept taking my money.
I did not know how to stop it.
Because the police caught her.
And later,
do you understand what you put me through?
Why do you think I'm here? Because I understand.
You can't possibly understand.
Stop telling me what I understand, because I am here.
This November, they survived a house of horrors.
Locks on the refrigerator, blood splattered on a wall.
The children speak out for the first time.
You found some guns?
Yeah, we were going to go inside and kill all of them.
This is the month.
Did he kidnap your daughter?
He did. No.
Where anything can happen.
She asked me to come get her.
You're lying.
I'm lying? Why don't you shut the hell up? I'm not going to shut my mouth.
If I didn't think I'd go to jail for it, I would go across this 3 feet of floor right here, and I'd take his damn head off.
Shania's family was throwing her a baby shower, and actually had invited me to it. I was supposed to be around 5 months pregnant. Even though I knew I was not pregnant, I told Shania to go ahead and have the baby shower because I did not know how to break it to her that I wasn't pregnant. I knew that I had messed up and I was going to go to jail. I felt like the worst person in the world.
I don't have answers, Audrey. I don't understand why you did what you did. How long were you going to let it go? The only reason you stopped was because you got caught. That's the only reason. You kept taking my money.
I did not know how to stop it because me and you had built a relationship, and I felt bad. I didn't know how to tell you.
Yeah,
at that
and
point.
you were backing off the relationship.
Exactly, because I didn't know what to do. I was stuck in a place of...
That's because the police caught her.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your willingness to come and face them and answer their questions, because I think them getting some information about this will help them heal, even if they don't feel it right here in the moment. And you didn't have to be here. You didn't have to come and do this. And I do give you credit for that. And this was not a one spur-of-the-moment bad decision that you made, because this did stretch out across 5 months. You first had to place an ad, which you put up. That was one time. Then you had to answer and carry on this conversation. Was it you carrying on the conversation with her? You said you felt...
Part of the time, and part of the time it wasn't.
But you said you had a relationship with her. You had a bond with her that you, not someone else, but you didn't know how to quit because you had a relationship with her.
I didn't really care about her.
Somebody else was writing the emails?
Encouraging emails to me?
I did not write all those emails at all.
You have got to be me. Really?
I did not write all those emails.
You're going to blame them on somebody else?
No, I'm taking responsibility for what I did. But I'm not going to say it was just me. But I still take responsibility for it. I still feel guilty. Why do you think I asked to be here? Because I still feel bad.
You know, I wish this happened in Washington, you know? You know why? Because in Washington, with 3 felonies, it's 25 to life.
I should go to life for this? Come on.
You should have gotten more punishment than what you got for what you did to me.
Now was it you
That's not what you said in the emails that we've talked back and forth. That's not at all what you said.
Was it you that altered the ultrasounds?
It was me that altered the ultrasound.
So you got old ultrasounds. Were they of your children?
Yes.
So they were your ultrasounds from your children, and you altered the dates.
I did.
And the identifying information, and you sent those as proof of your pregnancy.
I did.
I never saw any ultrasounds.
I thought they were sent to you.
Not to us.
Not to us.
Well, we'll talk about that. You also found out that Peter had to have heart surgery, correct?
I did.
So you knew that at every penny they had, every amount of money,
dime,
that they could scrape together was going towards him having to have heart surgery.
Which was even harder to tell you guys at that point. How was I supposed to tell you guys? And I wanted to tell you.
But you didn't.
I didn't. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't know how to
The only thing
stop.
that got her through me being in the hospital with all the complications was knowing that she had a baby coming.
Was knowing I had that baby coming.
And you just up and destroyed it. You're looking for forgiveness. I have no forgiveness for you. None at all.
Well, interestingly enough, Audrey says that she would not forgive herself for this. Shania says that although she trusted Audrey 100%, there were plenty of red flags along the way. We're going to find out what they were and why Shania overlooked them. We'll answer that question when we come back. Did you fess up to the police? Did you tell them the truth?
Yeah.
Because I looked at the police reports. There was a couple in New Zealand.
I had a prior medical procedure done. I had a doctor, and he asked me if I ever wanted to have children again at that point. He says this could be near to slim that it might happen. We told Audrey this, and she said she's been through this before, and it still does happen. So I was surprised that Audrey got pregnant.
Well, that was Peter talking about a major health problem they ignored during what they thought was a legitimate surrogacy deal because his wife, Shania, wanted a baby so badly. But that was not the only thing she overlooked. Shania says convicted scammer Audrey claimed to be a surrogate mother for another couple and even sent a picture of 3 children she carried for them. And there were 2 Caucasian children.
2 Caucasian children.
And 1 African-American child.
And 1 African-American child. And the couple was both Caucasian.
And you didn't send that picture?
I did not send that picture.
So someone that was working with you?
Yes.
Sent that picture? Okay, sent that picture. And are you saying that you did this against your will? Or are you saying that you were just in a bad situation and made some bad choices? Because I think they want to know. Were you forced into doing this, or were you?
I was not forced into do it. At the time, my mind was really messed up, and I just said, okay. I didn't really think about what it was going to cost.
Okay, this is great. Cool. Yeah. Right on.
How long do I have to be punished for this? I mean, I made a mistake. I'm trying to make amends. I'm trying to say I'm sorry.
You know, you seem really defensive about this, and it's hard to be under attack and not be defensive.
Yeah.
You do own the fact that you made the decision to do this.
Absolutely.
Were you glad to be caught so it would be over?
Yeah, I was glad. I wanted it to be over. I just wanted out.
Did you fess up to the police? Did you tell them the truth?
Yeah.
Because I looked at the police reports. Maybe you can clear some of this up for me. They said that you got specimens from the male half of couples, stated that she was impregnated, which is not true. Because one item located were medical reports that seemed to indicate that you had an operation where you were no longer able to have children.
I had a tubal reversal because me and my husband were going to try to have a baby at the time.
I see. And it said this would be intent to defraud. Yeah. At times, she seemed to be indifferent. They described you as being indifferent about the fraud that she had committed and said we were just making a big deal out of this.
I didn't realize how serious it was. I didn't realize the big picture of it.
That you just destroyed 2 people.
Yeah, it's just been a wonderful since then. I mean, life has been amazing.
Do you understand what you put me through in not being able to have a baby?
Why do you think I'm here? Because I understand that it's a guilt that I still live with.
You've got 4 children. You can't possibly understand what it's like not to have children.
That doesn't mean
you'll never know.
Stop telling me what I understand because I am here. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, there's something I want to be sure you understand, because there was a couple in New Zealand as well. And there's excerpts from her confession about this New Zealand couple. And you said, I found out I was pregnant, and then all of this stuff happened, and I lost the baby. That's what you told the police about the New Zealand couple.
Yep.
Okay. And you said, I was really trying to help them. I had a miscarriage, and I just didn't know what to do. That wasn't the truth.
Nope.
And I ask you, when you got caught, were you glad it was over
That
and
was
that you got
That
caught?
was before I got caught. They called me a couple months before that.
The police called you about this and you lied to them.
Yeah, they called me just about the New Zealand couple and I lied to them. I didn't know what to say.
So you know they're onto you.
Yeah.
And you're still working them.
Yes, I did. I'm saying I did.
Why?
Because I had a lot of pressure at the time to keep it up. And everybody kept telling me it was not a big deal. You're not going to go to jail. If you do, it's going to be a slap on the wrist.
And that's what you actually got, was a slap on the wrist.
It was not a slap on the wrist. I had my kids taken away for 9 months.
When they came in and ultimately did arrest you and seize computers and all, they found replies to 2 Craigslist ads on March 24th of 2010. Hi, I was wondering if you ever found a surrogate. Then they found a surrogacy contract with Leanne and James, names highlighted, signed by Audrey on April 16th. And then replies to 3 Craigslist ads on April 20th of 2010. I'm an experienced surrogate. I have a contract drawn up asking for $10,000 compensation, $2,500 paid, and then the rest paid monthly, April 20th. What was the day you met with her?
May 3rd.
Wow, you had yourself a good scam going there.
Let's take a break. We're going to find out the exact moment when Peter and Shania found out their dream to become parents was never going to happen. If Audrey wants to make things right, she needs to understand the impact on these people. We'll be right back.
Audrey said having children for other couples was more important than getting the money. That's not at all true with this woman. She's a lying thief and a backstabbing bitch.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, the first victim of the Fogle sex scandal to speak out.
Russell would come into the bedroom.
When you were naked?
Yes. I did not know there were hidden cameras.
Only on Dr. Phil. That's tomorrow.
Closed captioning provided by...
Make cold sore symptoms a thing of the past with Carmex Cold Sore Treatment, recently voted Product of the Year. And for dry, chapped lips, try Carmex Lip Balms, trusted since 1937.
Peter said he had his suspicions about convicted scammer Audrey's pregnancy, but finally started feeling comfortable when he got the devastating news from police that Audrey, in fact, was not pregnant and had swindled them out of more than $5,000 in 5 months. How did you get the news, Peter? Who called you and told you, and what did they say?
The Astoria police called me at my work. They asked me if I knew Audrey. I said, well, yeah. She's carrying our surrogate child for us. And the officer on the other side said, no, she's not. She's not pregnant. There is no baby. She's been lying. It's a scam. She's doing it to another couple. I said, are you sure? Are you sure this is what's going on? The lady said, yeah, she's not pregnant. She's scamming. So I drove home, and she's sitting down, and she goes, what's wrong? I said, Audrey's scamming us. She didn't want to believe it. And finally, I'm yelling at her. Finally, I grabbed her. I sat her down. I said, it's real. It's a scam. She scammed us. She started to cry. And she was breaking down. Her dreams of everything she wanted, of everything, were just yanked out of her heart. And I had to do it. And it wasn't fair to her. And it wasn't fair to me. And she caused it.
Did you come to grips with it finally in that moment? Did it hit you?
It took a while to hit me. I was devastated. I was hurt. My dream had been taken away. I was crushed because I loved that baby that never was there. For 5 months, I loved that baby. I grew to love that child that was going to be mine, that you were carrying. And after 5 months, I'm told there is no baby. For a long time, I went to counseling and had to grieve over the loss of losing that baby. And that is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And I'm very angry at you for that.
Angry doesn't even begin to put a word on what I have for it.
Do you get that this was not just a financial thing?
Absolutely.
This wasn't just about the money?
Absolutely. Completely understand. I do feel guilty. It's something that I live with every day. I completely understand, and I feel like the worst person in the world for what I did, but I can't take it back.
And I hope you live with it the rest of your life.
In 1 minute, you seem remorseful. In the next minute, you don't seem remorseful at all.
I shouldn't be punished the rest of my life.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phill to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. I've read what she has written to you, and it's very humbling to me to read what she's written to you. She said, "Hi, Audrey, I have grown such a connection to you after everything came out. There was a part that still cared. There is still some unresolved hurt and pain for the baby I lost and for the friend I lost. A connection I had with you and nobody else. There's a good reason that God reconnected us. I'm really happy for you, and I'm sorry for the dysfunctional life you had me go through." And, you know, she signed it, Love, Shania. And I think she has compassion. If there's something you want them to know, then I want you to say it. Because in 1 minute, you seem remorseful. In the next minute, you don't seem remorseful at all. You seem combative and
exactly.
And so I just want to give you, without interruption, I want to give you the opportunity to say whatever you want to say.
I just want to say that I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be combative, but I just want a chance. It's been 5 years. I shouldn't be punished the rest of my life. I really shouldn't. I'm trying to make it right. You really meant a lot to me. I really want you to forgive me. It was more you were a friend to me. I want to get closure, and I want to move on, and I don't know how.
Part of me wants to believe you, Audrey, but there's part of me that doesn't believe you.
At this point, their ability or willingness to make you feel better is a gift that I don't think Peter has to give at this point.
No.
I think that Shania has been exceedingly generous of spirit in reaching out to you, and I think you should be very, very grateful for that. And the only person that really knows whether you are sorry for the choices that you made is you. I, for one, don't think you would make that choice today that you made back then. And the first person that needs to forgive you is yourself. You got to decide. I needed to set an example for my children. I need to forgive myself and be the best mother that I can. You can't fix them. They're going to have to do that themselves. Your willingness to come here today and face them goes a long way with me in terms of your genuineness in trying to make this right.
I really want to.
So I do appreciate that. I'm going to excuse Audrey at the break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask Areva Martin to join us. We're going to talk to Peter and Shania about how they can use this situation in their life to save heartbreak for another couple that might be coming down the line, because surrogacy is not a bad thing. It's just a delicate thing. We'll talk about that when we come back. Veterans Day is a time to remember those who unselfishly put their lives on the line to protect the freedom all Americans enjoy.
Honoring those contributions is the very foundation of Veterans Day. These men and women made sacrifices many of us cannot comprehend, and their efforts should be remembered.
Today, please take the time to thank every veteran you know and tell them how much you respect and appreciate their service. They have dedicated their lives to their country, and I feel they should be recognized for their commitment.
From all of us at the Dr. Phill Show, thank you.
Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phill community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phill Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. One of my favorite people of all is here, attorney and child advocate Areva Martin. I want to use this situation to try to save people from getting caught, because I have to say this was actually a reasonably prudent couple here compared to what a lot of folks do.
Yeah, I think so, Dr. Phill. The issue, though, you said surrogacy is delicate. It's also very complicated, and there were so many red flags in this case. And I know when you're vulnerable and you want a baby as badly as you do, you didn't see those flags. Or sometimes you said you saw them, but you ignored them. But first of all, that contract was so troubling to me as an attorney, and when I saw it, I was cringing. There were so many things in there that no one took any consideration of, like the medical care.
Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this, for example. Artificial insemination procedure shall be performed by licensed and qualified physician. That didn't happen. Surrogate agrees to undergo and/or have undergone psychological evaluation or testing. That didn't happen. Evaluation or testing shall be conducted prior to insemination procedure. Didn't happen. Surrogate agrees intended parents have the right to attend all doctor visits, including ultrasound. That didn't happen. Surrogate shall be paid a sum of money. Only thing they got right was the money. She got the money right. But nothing else in the contract that could have been helpful to y'all that was in the contract was not performed.
Get a lawyer involved, use an agency, and really know the person that you're selecting to carry your baby. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make.
We have to go here, but I have to say, because America, I know everyone in America is just sitting around right now going, oh my God. But I do need to share that while you've not been able to have a baby through surrogacy or otherwise, that you have made a terrific connection with a foster child that needs your love in a tremendous.
Yeah. And we're very blessed. We're very blessed.
In a tremendous way, and I won't go into a lot of the history, but you talk about an angel on a shoulder. You're really there at a critical time in a child's life that really needs a lot of love that you've got pent up inside. And So just so people know, all that love you've got to give, you found a really meaningful way to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to attorney Arita Martin. Log on to drphil.com, share your thoughts on our message boards. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter using hashtag Dr. Phill, hashtag surrogacy scam. We will see you next time. Arita, thank you so much.